Hello VRay users, Alex here, VRay Guide, and today I'm gonna show you how to use cool new functions and features of VRay Next in order to adjust your lighting and get proper exposure. Okay, you can download this in below in order to practice with us. So first thing, what I want to do is create VRay Sun right here with VRay Sky, and I'm gonna drag it up, position it 45 degrees, perfect architectural angle. Now I'm gonna add dome light, and inside the dome light I'm gonna place my VRay Sky. That way those guys are connected. Now the feature in this VRay dome light is the adaptive dome that kind of simulates VRay Sky portals that we used to have in order to remove grain, but now this option optimizes and makes the render 5 times, up to 7 times actually faster, and it's kind of grain free, so it helps your HDRI maps to get cool results. Now before I click render start testing my light positions, I'm gonna add VRay Denoiser and click add Denoiser. Now here I'm going to switch to NVIDIA Denoiser and we're gonna test it. So let's open my frame buffer and start IPR. I'm gonna switch to VRay Next from GPU, and I'm gonna start my APR again. Now of course we need to add let's try NVIDIA Denoiser here. Now I'm gonna add VRay physical camera so we can have proper representation of this. So on the top view, I'm gonna click T and place a VRay physical camera like this. Now I'm gonna go to this view, click C, and now we need to position this camera better, something like this. Alright, and now we can go and start adjusting position of our sky, so we get our sun positioned the way we want. And by the way, you can see how nicely the denoiser starts to work, kind of cleans everything up really quickly, so we get noise-free results in no time. Okay, now I'm going to work with my camera here. I want to spill somewhere here like a triangular, and maybe I want to spill it a little bit more on the side on the wall, so we get some nice beautiful shadows. And that's where the IPR comes in play. We can really set it up fast. Now you can see our scene is a little bit a little too dark, and in order to get the perfect exposure we have to go and adjust our new features, auto exposure and auto white balance. So let's click those, and you can see our camera is getting in the perfect exposure. If we remove the auto white balance, you can see that it's kind of getting yellowish tone and a lot of bouncing light from the yellow floor. Not so natural, because the natural lighting will paint the wall a more bluish color. We have a lot of bluish color coming in from the sky, and that causes that bouncing of bluish tone inside the image. Okay, now after we've done with those, we can transfer those parameters into the camera. So let's select our camera here, and let's pay attention to those two parameters, the ISO and the custom white balance. So after we're done, you can see the image is pretty clear after like a couple of seconds. Beautiful, the AI denoiser work. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this, and I'm gonna click transfer to camera, and voila, we have a change in our film speed ISO, and we also have adjustment to our color in the white balance camera. Okay, After we're done here, we can disconnect that and stay with those parameters. Now this we can tweak later on. Just remember to disconnect the auto exposure and auto white balance so you can get manual control over your camera exposure. Okay, but as you can see here, I've got those parameters transferred to the camera, and now I'm rendering in the physically correct camera setting environment. Okay, now let's try some other stuff right here. I'm going to disconnect my VRay Sun, turn it off. I'm going to open my material editor, and we can drag and drop. By the way, if you notice, I'm working here, but my frame doesn't change because it's been locked to render this camera. So how you can lock it? You just go here, you select, let's unlock it first. All right, so here I select my camera view, and I lock it, and that way I can go to my side view, do manipulation, move sun, but everything will be updated in the view. The camera will not jump into the side view. Okay, and that's a cool option to lock the camera, to lock the rendering view. Now let's drag and drop this HDRI right here with instance, and we can see we're getting kind of nice representation, but we don't get much of the lighting. So let's correct it again. I'm gonna click auto white balance and auto exposure, and voila, getting really nice illumination from our HDRI dome light. Okay, so I can move it around to see what is the best position for this nice soft lighting to get in. I really like working with HDRIs because those images are just phenomenal and known for their soft lighting. Now let's try another HDRI. Those are looking pretty good. And let's do this one. So you can see while I'm testing HDRIs with my auto exposure and auto white balance turned on, I'm getting really nice fast representation of the colors and the lighting direction. And again, when I'm done, I can just pause it, stop it, and select my camera, transfer, and let's see, we've got new numbers here, and of course new numbers for the auto exposure. Now let's disconnect those and click IPR, and we're supposed to get the same results as were calculated with the auto exposure and auto white balance. All right, so this is how you work with those cool features in order to get fast results and get clean renders in basically no time. Less than 1 minute, I can get a nice representational image of how my scene is going to look like. All right, so download the scene below. More of this stuff can be found in VRay Next Guide. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Alex, your VRay guide. Talk soon. Ciao.